you are just like those journalists who are talking about weapons of mass destruction in Iraq and the incubators. And
well, I led the campaign against that, as you may remember.
Well, you've flipped.
I haven't flipped to anything.
I
try and deal in facts.
No, Piers. We had rioters who burned people alive, who cut people's heads off, and it's the evidence.
And what has your regime done to the protesters?
The protesters, Piers, the millions of people that came to the streets yesterday. Why did they come to the streets? It's because your narrative is nonsense.
Well, how many protesters have been killed?
Your narrative.
How many protesters have been killed?
I don't know the numbers.
You don't
know. I do know that roughly 100 officers of the law have been murdered.
So you know how many people you believe have been killed on the regime side, but you have no idea how many people the regime's killed. Interesting.
You don't want me to talk because you're afraid. Because you're afraid that I'm going to wreck your narrative. That's cowardly, Piers.
I think what you're afraid of, afraid of this uprising this time being the one that actually topples the regime that you prop up.
You want to help, just like you were preparing as the Israeli regime carried out its blitzkrieg attack on Iran when Iran was negotiating. You were saying all sorts of nonsense about Iran to demonize the country, to justify the aggression and the slaughter. So you have blood on your hands. And this is what you're doing now today for Trump. The protesters on the streets across the country yesterday said a big no to you and your fake narratives. But people like you will just go out and say, this is fake. There was no demonstration. Whereas there were reporters in Iran. Al Jazeera was there. Many other people were there. You had Iranians across the board there. It was shown live on television, Piers. It was shown on Iranian channels live. Your producers can go back and look at the footage online as it was being shown. You cannot pretend that millions of people were not on the streets in Tehran. You cannot pretend that simultaneously millions of people were not on the streets throughout the country. It's a fact. It was shown live throughout.
I'm not sure, Professor, all due respect, I'm not sure that you and facts are easy bedfellows. But I appreciate
That's your problem, Piers.
Not really.
You're the one who
actually it may be a problem for you.
You're the one who denied the genocide in Gaza for a year and a half, and you tried to justify the actions of the Israeli regime for a year and a half.